It's very interesting. There's lots of community building that's happening out in the world. There's one called Career Spring that does something similar where they have some mentors, but they have some unique studies that they were sharing that had what they were finding was first generation. I'm curious with your background. First generation college students, college graduates, were having a much harder time launching than second, third, and fourth generation and they cite it to affluency, networks, fraternities, sororities, the different things that maybe a first gen college student wouldn't know anything about. And so they're leaning in, trying to, what they do is they provide a lot of mentorship and coaching for graduates that are getting out of college. So there is definitely a need. And it's interesting how it's being addressed. But are you seeing that there's a division like Career Spring saw between, second, third, fourth generation graduates versus a first gen graduate?
Yeah, and a lot of that has to do around social capital. We have a Catapult Masterclass that's led by Julia Freeland Fisher that talks specifically about this using recent-ish data from LinkedIn. And whether it's very common if they're a first-generation college student, it's common they don't have those networks or the social capital connections to be able to launch them well after high school. But it also has a lot to do with um, not just the zip code where they're from, but what their major is. Less so about where they go, but more so about the experiences they have while they're in higher education, and then the majors that they are equipped in terms of their labor market vibrancy. But it's less so now about what I'm finding around second, third, fourth generation, but it's more about what was their intentionality while they're in school about preparation for life after graduation. So whether it's high school or post-secondary, if the goal is good grades and a transcript, they'll be less prepared as opposed to if the goal is mentorships, work experience, social capital, work-based learning, and a transcript. That's a totally different student experience. And footnote, as a fraternity man and a volunteer with my national fraternity, big fan of extracurriculars, student activities, Greek life, and all of that. But there's obviously a spectrum of experiences in getting some that are insular versus those that really prepare you for life after graduation.